Hedera is the most used, sustainable, public distributed ledger in the world. With use cases from preserving testimony to anchoring warning systems, ensuring the safe storage of vaccines, and allowing us to get back to life as we knew it. Offsetting our carbon footprint while enjoying the new token economy. These are just a few of the game-changing applications built on Hedera, which is governed by the world's leading organizations and fueled by HBAR, the world's greenest cryptocurrency. What future will you build?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third anniversary of open access of the Hedera Network. My name is Zenobia Gottschalk, and I'm the SVP of Communications at Swirlds Labs, driving adoption and growth of the Hedera ecosystem. Today, we are going to kick off our very exciting OA anniversary webinar with the co-founder of Hedera and the inventor of the Hashgraph algorithm. You all know and love him, Dr. Leemon Baird. Well, Leemon, here we are, one more year, one more anniversary of open access, and it has been a busy year indeed. So from your perspective, can you share some of the highlights with our community of the last year?
Oh, what a year this has been. So we have done a lot of things. We've done these spin-outs. So Hedera was doing everything. And in the interest of decentralization, we have now split up. And so there is Hedera, which is the council, which does the governing. And then there is Swirlds Labs, which is doing work on building the system. And it won't just be Swirlds Labs. Others can build also. And Swirlds Labs won't just be building the Hedera ledger, it'll also be building things in the ecosystem. So this is great decentralization, having Swirlds Labs break out from Hedera. Swirlds is still on the council, but Swirlds does not have a special role anymore. Swirlds doesn't have a guaranteed seat on the board. It doesn't have a seat on the board. Swirlds doesn't have, okay, all the nice guarantees Swirlds has have gone away. We're really being equal. So we have the spin out with Swirlds Labs. There's also the spin out with the HBAR Foundation. So instead of Hedera giving grants to individual people, now the HBAR Foundation can give grants to people that are building. And so we're becoming more and more decentralized. I find that very, very exciting. We've added more council members. We have 26 now. And then we have open sourced. And so the code is all marked open source now. And we're working on other things related to that, but it's all marked open source. And then we've done staking. So staking got a hip and the community talked about it and then it got implemented. And so now the community has it and people now have started staking. We had people staking within the first 24 hours of it being possible. And then the next phase will be when we give staking rewards, when you earn rewards for doing the staking that helps build the security of the network. We even have Coinbase now listing us, which is just fun. And lots of people building on us and lots of users and lots of interesting things going on. Just a whole ecosystem is exploding. And that's just really exciting.
Quite a busy year indeed, Leemon. Now, we are never ones to rest on our laurels. So I'm sure the community is wondering, what is next? What do we have to look forward to in the next 12 to 18 months?
Lots of features. HIPs keep coming out continuously with new features to add. We'll be adding lots of things. And then Swirlds Labs will even be working on things that are not the Hedera network, but are designed to build the ecosystem. One of them is DREC, decentralized recovery, somewhat different from social recovery. The idea is not that my account has multiple signatures and other people can help sign it. It's not that. It's any secret in my life, like the one single key on my account, or my passwords for my bank, or the combination to my gym locker. Any secret I have, we're building software to make it easy for wallets and other programs to store those secrets for you, where it's purely local. No one else in the universe knows your secret, but it is split among multiple people that can help you recover it if you forget your secret. And then the programs are constantly talking to each other to make sure, does your helper still have your secret piece? Not the whole secret, just a little piece that doesn't tell them anything. Do they still have it? And when someone joins, reshift all those pieces so that now the new person has 1/nth of the whole pie, and everybody else gets a smaller piece now of the new pie. Yeah, it's just beautiful. And when someone leaves, it reshrinks so that everybody now has a bigger, redoes it so everyone has a bigger piece. That's what we're doing with DREC. I can't wait to tell you more about it.
And Lehman, I can't think of anything else really in the market that works that same way. Where did the genesis for that come from?
Oh, it's something we need. So I personally would desperately like this thing. And we've talked with other organizations and they say, well, what should we do? Should we give it all to a custody provider and hope that we trust them? Should we just all keep it, under the mattress? No, that's not safe. You keep it on your mattress, you're going to lose it. You give it to a custody provider, they might steal it. The true decentralized thing that this entire industry needs, the entire blockchain industry needs, is a way to have a safety net. Every part of our life, we have a safety net. If you lose the password to your bank, yes, your bank can help you recover. The court system could help you recover. You can always recover. If you lose the key to your house, yes, a locksmith can come help you, or you can put a brick through the window. You can always recover in every part of your life, but not in crypto. And we've actually received emails saying, oh, I lost my recovery words. Could you mind just generating a new password for me and sending it to me? No, that's not how decentralization works. If we could do that, then we could steal your things from you. People are not used to this. We've got to build the ability for a safety net. People have talked about using multiple signatures on your account, social recovery. Yeah, that's nice, but there's huge problems. What you really need is decentralized recovery, DREC. We are doing this open source, open standards. We will submit these standards for how the computers talk to each other. We will build free libraries to give away to everyone to help make it easier. This is not to help us. This is to help the entire industry, which helps us. That's the goal.
Fantastic. Lehman, thank you so much for setting the stage here for a great anniversary celebration. We appreciate your insights as always.
Thank you.
All right. And next up, we have Andy Gastworth, who is with DLA Piper and Toko and is also chair of CorpCom, the Corporate Utilization Committee for Hedera. Hey, Andy, how are you?
Good, good. Thanks for having me back for this.
Absolutely. So, we talk a lot about CorpCom. There's a lot going on there. Can you share with our audience today, what's the charter of CorpCom? What's your mission and goal in life?
So, I always like to joke with the other committee members that CorpCom is the most interesting and most fun committee, and they have to agree because we really do have a differentiated and really cool mission. The mission is basically to work with our council members and their partners, bringing in use cases that they're looking to build out via our Enterprise Accelerator program, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And then, our mission is basically to get them to market with the right resources and potentially funding if that's required. So, it's a very interactive group. It's less about policy and it's actually more about rolling up your sleeves and actually building solutions in partnership, getting those to market. And it's really cool to see things that you're working on Hedera's platform actually make it to market and start really processing transactions.
Yeah, and I have to say, having been a fly on the wall in some of those meetings, the range of use cases and the diversity of what people are thinking about building on the network is really exciting. Before we jump into some of those use cases, though, can you mentioned this enterprise utilization program. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so within CorpCom, we have this program. It's had a few different names as we've gone along, because one of the things that we've done is we've been very careful about putting ideas out there, getting feedback, and again, making it very interactive so that we could mature the offering that we have. So our Enterprise Accelerator program basically is either council members or their partners come in, and we help them put together a use case to present. We present that within a CorpCom meeting, which happens every other week. And we also alternate times so that we can support multiple different time zones for folks globally, because it is a very global group. And when they come in to present those use cases, we provide feedback. We help them really kind of form or shape the solution that they're looking at so that it can be successful and make it to market. And then we, from there, help them put together a grant application where they can get funding through this Enterprise Accelerator program up to $500K. to allow them to build the proof of concept and then, again, get them to the next stage where they go to market. What we did, which is really a fundamental change, is in working with Swirlds Labs very closely, and we have great membership on the calls and participation from Swirlds Labs, is they put together a bunch of reference architectures for different components, if you will, that we know are going to be used over and over again in these different proof of concepts or in these solutions for go-to-market. And what that does is it allows us to kind of plug together a solution at the base level, like Lego almost, if you will, different pieces that we know are going to be used. And then we're spending more of the funding and more of the resource time, either of personnel or actually focusing on the solution, getting further down the road on the truly differentiated part of the solution, which gets you more value for doing the proof of concept and allows you to really be that much closer to getting to market. So that's been a fundamental change for us in the Enterprise Accelerator program, and it's been very successful to date.
And I think it's just an incredible resource, right? You're not only getting the funding, but the wisdom and the lessons learned from all of these council members, not only in relation to DLT and Hedera, but just, that group of folks who have so much business experience and acumen.
Yeah, and I think that that's really important. When people hear about this program, the most common response is, "Wait, what?" Because it's such a great value, and it's so differentiated. There are other DLTs out there that offer funding, but the confluence of getting the council members participating together, having the resources that actually are going to really help you build a solution for you, and then having that funding, is great. It's a real differentiator. The program's been very successful. But what I think is the most valuable part of it is that what we often have is we'll have multiple council members say, "Hey, this is something that we could be working on together, and this will help us get to market faster." Or it allows, because it's such a big ecosystem when you look at Web3, and there are so many great small organizations that are developing truly differentiated solutions. They just need help getting the visibility for it, or maybe aligning themselves with a large partner. So we have these different council members saying, "Oh, XYZ organization is actually doing something like this. You should talk to them." And it's that pairing of wisdom or experience or capabilities across this very diverse ecosystem that has been fascinating to me. I see solutions coming in every day that it's, just amazing. It's like, wow, I never would have thought of that. And that's really the cool part of it is, and the fantastic part for CorpCom or Corporate Utilization Committee is we have such a backlog. It's a good problem to have, but we have such a backlog of use cases that we need to get through. And when we do have people come and present, we're giving them a full 25 minutes, half an hour to go through the presentation and have discussion, which, again, it's not just something like a Shark Tank where you have 3 minutes to impress the group and then you're in or out. This is really, really interactively talking through solutions. So it's a great thing to be a part of. And I also do want to mention that, I was the chair of CorpCom for a few months by myself, but recently we had Sai Prasad Raut, or also known as Sai, is the new co-chair with me. I'm very happy to have him along, and it's allowed us to scale more and have a less of a myopic view of just what I see in the industry. Now we have a much more wider view of being able to help more people. So that's been great too.
Yeah, and I think while the Shark Tank style presentations are nice for TV, I've been amazed at in a longer session, people are diving in deep into sort of their architecture and how this fits into their business and the kinds of questions that they are getting and suggestions from CorpCom. I think that's a resource that any entrepreneur would be lucky to access, because there is just so much wisdom there.
Yeah, and it's also nice, you're not giving away a large percentage of your business to get this type of advice or collaboration or funding, number one. And number two is it's also a safe place for people to come and really talk about a solution. And oftentimes, these solutions, regardless of how much work you've put into it or thought you've put into it, again, everyone thinks their idea is the greatest, or, they're looking at it through their lens, and getting those different viewpoints is really valuable and certainly has helped in every solution that we've presented. It's been refined after, the group has collaborated and talked about, what they see or where they think it could be improved. So, again, good stuff all around. And we've had a very good growing constituency attending CorpComm, we also have invited experts. So it's not just presenting use cases, and it's not just the, approving the meeting minutes and that type of administrivia. We invite experts to come in from different industries, and they talk about what they see in the landscape of their given industry and how it relates to blockchain or Web3. And that really is also very valuable information. A lot of the times that's the genesis for either someone having an idea or feeling safe about bringing their idea to the table, or having that invited expert tie people off with others that can help them in their journey of getting to market. A great example of this is not in this CorpComm, but the following one in a couple of weeks. We have our new board member, Monique Morrow, who I actually used to chair the Hedera users group with. She has taken a different role in supporting Hedera, but she is coming to be our invited expert in a telecom specific CorpComm, where she'll be talking about the industry landscape with her deep expertise. And then we actually have 2 use cases that we're going to be talking about that relate to telecom there. So that's the type of meetings that we love to have, is being able to focus in on a given area. We just did that with NFTs in our previous meeting, and had a great discussion with Magalu and their coin, the Magalu coin solution, accordingly. So, even though that's not necessarily an NFT solution, but there's a great crossover between what we're seeing in enterprise with its, traditionally permission type of systems, and then Hedera's ability to extend into the public space. And a lot of our solutions now are making that crossover. So it's not just enterprise, and we have a lot of people that are coming with, more B2C or C2C type of solutions into the CorpComm or Hedera ecosystem. So it's good to see that growth in different areas versus just enterprise solutions in CorpComm.
Yeah, incredible. So Andy, in our last few minutes here, can you share with us, you've already talked a lot about some of the use cases, any other ones that come to mind that you haven't yet mentioned, which might be, I won't say favorite children, but are ones that are catching your attention?
So obviously I'm very partial to Toko. You can check that out, toko.network. We do asset tokenization and ESG oriented solutions. But I think that if I had to choose an umbrella, certainly we have Atma.io is a huge success story with the solutions that they're working on for sustainability. We have presented multiple use cases for what we would call circular economies, being able to have carbon avoidance, raw material reclamation, and actually being able to track that responsibly, improving working conditions, and making sure that when industry does their natural resource gathering, that they're doing it responsibly and not creating environmental issues in the process. So I think that ESG probably in the CorpComm space, it's a very large umbrella, environmental, social, and governance solutions for sustainability. But what we're seeing is so many of the solutions that are being brought to the table have a combination of, oh, this is better for the way you can run your business, or from a governance side. But then also there's this environmental and social part of it that comes along with it. And the wonderful thing is, when you're looking at Hedera and you're looking at the cost effectiveness to build a solution on it from a transaction cost, as well as the energy efficiency, we're seeing a lot of these ESG solutions. Their output is basically, we would like to tokenize carbon credits on the Hedera platform and be able to, use them responsibly, either in a marketplace or in private type of markets, to help people drive sustainability or meet their sustainability targets. So there's a lot of solutions that are along those lines. There's just even too many to mention, but it's exciting to see so many people getting on board with this, because obviously it's such an important initiative globally to be able to do so and be able to deliver solutions responsibly.
Absolutely. Well, Andy, thank you so much for joining us today. We always love hearing from you, and I know the community really enjoys these insights. So we appreciate your time.
And certainly, if anybody is interested in, attending CorpComm or learning more about it, you can find that on Hedera's website, or reach out to myself personally. That's fine. I'd be happy to give you more information, as well as if you're interested in being an invited expert in a given industry, we would love to talk to you about attending that meeting and providing your insights accordingly.
Okay, so as you all heard, if you have an interesting application you'd like to share with members of the Hedera Governing Council, please engage with CorpCom. Besides being an impressive roster of names, they are a really fun group of folks. Now, let's hear from Max Winograd with Avery Dennison to give us more details on how the Atma.io application works and their progress.
Thank you, Zenobia, and greetings to everyone on this exciting event, and thanks for including me as part of the webinar. I'm Max Winograd. I'm the Vice President of Connected Products at Avery Dennison SmartTrack and one of the co-founders of Atma.io. I'll give a quick introduction about myself, share a little bit more about Atma.io, how it works, and how it connects to the Hedera network, give an update on our progress and our journey with the Hedera ecosystem, and then share some exciting new use cases that we announced just this week with our Fall 22 release. First and foremost, I just have to say congratulations on this milestone. It's another year and another milestone for transparency, for sustainability, and for the future. So congratulations to all the developers, everyone in the community that has been driving for what really is a really exciting platform to drive the future of decarbonization, trust, and a more connected world. So by background, I'm Max Winograd, and I joined Avery Dennison about 5 years ago. Before joining Avery Dennison, I was a CEO and co-founder of a startup called New Label Technologies, which was developing sustainable materials for packaging. After the company was sold in 2017 to Altana, a 2 billion euro German coatings and ink company, I decided to join Avery Dennison to help them found their corporate venture capital program. We're going out and making investments in exciting technology companies, early stage startups, and entrepreneurs that we believe are driving the future in some key areas for us, including sustainability, material science, as well as connecting physical and digital worlds. And you see that in our portfolio of now nearly a dozen companies that we've invested in over the last 4 years. I had the opportunity, though, a couple years into my journey at Avery Dennison, to go back to my co-founding roots and actually start a startup inside of Avery Dennison. Now, Avery Dennison is a Fortune 500 publicly traded company based here in the United States. We're a leader in providing material science technologies and digital identification technologies towards a variety of different industries, from CPG firms to apparel and food brands, to really anyone that's looking to bring identification to products. And we do that in a variety of forms, whether it's the base materials for labels and packaging, it could be the digital triggers that go onto the product to enable those products to then become connected. And then the third pillar is actually our solutions that actually enable the bridge between physical and digital worlds. And Atma.io is a core foundation of that. Atma.io is a connected product cloud. What that means is it's meant to serve as a platform to capture all of the events that an individual connected product can generate throughout its supply chain. So once you put that digital trigger onto the product, which could be a UHF RFID tag, could be a serialized QR code, NFC technology that you tap with your phone, it could even be sensor technologies like battery-free Bluetooth technology through one of our portfolio companies, Wiliot. Each of those provide a unique identifier for that product, and that's really like the first snowflake in a snowball of data that a product can generate once it's connected and once it goes to the supply chain. By using that unique identifier and using Atma.io, we can then capture all of the initial product data that's associated with the product as it's created. That includes raw material information, where it came from, what happened to those raw materials, the certificates actually guaranteeing that it's organic or kosher or sustainable. And then from there, every time that connected product is interacted with, it's scanned, it's tapped, it's read, that's creating another event. And each of those events can be logged natively into Atma.io and into Hedera. Atma.io is then enabling all of that data to come together in one place, which saves time and money for all the participants in a supply chain. So compliance can go from 5 weeks to 5 minutes. Sustainability can now be tracked and measured throughout the entire supply chain. And most importantly, it can be made available to consumers. So now as a consumer interacting with that connected product, all of the data that's been generated and captured in Atma.io can now be shared with you as a consumer as you're scanning a product in the store to know that it's safe, that it's authentic, to find out if it's really organic or if it's really sustainable, to learn about its carbon footprint. Or once you're actually using the product, how to take care of that product, how to recycle it if you're done with it or donate it, as well as how to even give it a second life by going through a process that we call re-commerce, where the product can be sold, refurbished, and sold back again, extending not only the lifetime of that product, but also reducing the need to produce more products at the onset of the production process. Each of those use cases are really exciting initiatives that we see so many of our global brands that we support looking to get more and more access to, and looking to add a layer of trust, which is what brings us to our partnership with Hedera. We began a journey with Hedera going back a couple years ago, just as we were starting our own Optmio journey. We announced in May of this year our partnership with the HBAR Foundation and with Hedera, which is an exciting milestone as we kick off the ramp up of our volume on the Hedera mainnet. By the end of this year, we anticipate seeing the TPS, or transactions per second, to continue to rise as we start to activate more and more customers and even our own Avery Dennison data onto the Hedera network. We now have a native integration so that we offer every single one of our customers the opportunity not only to leverage the Optmio Connected Product Cloud, but also the Hedera mainnet. So it's an exciting opportunity to bring really two platforms with trust at the center to all of these global brands that are leveraging technology and solutions from Avery Dennison. We already have over 22 billion connected products on the Optmio platform, and these products can generate anywhere from just one event per item, like its unique identity, a commissioning event, to dozens as it travels throughout the supply chain, and every single step of the way it's interacted with, scanned, tapped, and creates some kind of an event that sits on Optmio. So we're at a really exciting inflection point, and this week's anniversary is also coinciding with an exciting announcement as part of our Fall 22 release. Optmio makes 2 releases every single year, so a spring and a fall release. And in this fall release, we're excited to share the decarbonization use case, which is an expansion of our partnership with Hedera and the HBAR Foundation, and we think a critical step for supply chains to be able to truly achieve their net zero ambitions. We have a fundamental objective at Optmio that we believe in driving savings and sustainability through traceability. Now, to do that and then go one step further and actually enable action-oriented use cases, such as truly reducing your carbon footprint through the purchase of carbon reduction tokens, or to be able to ensure accountability through the creation of carbon emission tokens, the latest use cases that we've brought together between Hedera and Optmio are really exciting, and we really see a potential for tremendous value creation and carbon reduction throughout the world. Now, the way this works is customers will be loading products and product data into Optmio. As those products, those connected products, are being interacted with throughout the supply chain, we'll be able to leverage the Guardian open source tokenization service to easily create and view ESG assets. And what that'll mean is essentially we will be based on policies that we've set up in the Guardian to be able to take that supply chain event data and that product data, and using the GHG protocol and the Guardian policies, actually calculate and then tokenize the carbon emissions a product generates. So an example of a type of emission or event that we would be able to capture would be actually looking at the energy used to produce a product. So that would be an example of scope 2 emissions, which we can calculate using the Guardian service and then generate a token that ultimately can serve as an immutable, trusted record of the carbon emission or a portion of the carbon emission of a product. Now, as all of those individual tokens come together, we then have a series of tokens that brands can then use to account for their true carbon emissions. And now we're moving from what may be theoretical or average based to much more real time and much more granular carbon accounting. Now, that's just accounting for the carbon. The other, and I think even more exciting part, and this is where the entire ecosystem needs to come together, that's actually enabling carbon reduction tokens. Now, carbon reduction tokens will serve as a way to offset and reduce the carbon emissions that were counted using those CETs, or carbon emission tokens I was just describing. Now, carbon reduction tokens are going to be generated by third parties, members of the Hedera community. And those carbon reduction tokens will be made available through the Optmio platform to all of the customers that are currently minting and generating carbon emission tokens, or that are just looking to add to their carbon reduction needs and trying to achieve their net zero goals. So what that means is that we are looking for the community to help with sourcing and generating new carbon reduction tokens that can sit in our marketplace. And through that marketplace, we can enable brands to find credible, tokenized, auditable, and granular carbon reduction solutions to incorporate into their net zero goals. Now, That's only one part of the story, but it's a really exciting part. Now, all of this has been announced this week as part of the fall 22 release for Atom.io, and it's another inflection point for our partnership with Hedera. So between this and what you'll start to see is the TPS continue to go up over the course of the next several months, hitting that billion-dollar target of HCS transactions in Q4 of this year. We're really excited to see how Atom.io and Hedera can really take the vision for a trusted and connected supply chain and a trusted and connected internet to scale. That's an exciting milestone on top of what today is really an exciting anniversary. And so transparency, sustainability, and the future, which are being celebrated today, are all the more likely to become a reality thanks to all the hard work of this community, the connections and integrations across the ecosystem with council members like Avery Dennison and Atom.io, and so many others that are working to truly drive decarbonization use cases through connected products and through a connected world. Thanks again for having me, and congratulations again on this tremendous milestone.
Thank you, Max. I know everyone in the community is looking forward to watching Atom.io's progress as you all help us make the vision of a decarbonized, more sustainable world a reality. And now we have a very special guest with us to help close out today's event and usher us into the next phase of utilization of the Hedera network. I'd like to introduce to our community Yuna Lee, Product Manager with LG Art Labs, to share more about LG's recently released platform built on Hedera. Welcome, Yuna.
Thank you, Zenobia. Hello, everyone. We're the LG Art Lab team. My name is Yuna Lee, and I'm the product manager of this team. First of all, congratulations on Hedera's 3 years anniversary. We're so happy to be working with one of the brightest teams in Hedera. We're pleased to present LG Art Lab service running on Hedera's platform, especially for this joyous occasion. We built this platform with Hedera, feeling the potential of Hedera's stability and speed, and most importantly, eco-friendly technology. Our service differs from other NFT marketplaces by providing fine art-oriented contents. In addition, LG Art Lab provides of appreciating the artwork, which is the most important utility in art NFT, through the world's best LG OLED TV. Also, we plan to minimize the change in art value due to cryptocurrency price volatility so that it can be evaluated only by its original value. For this, we used HUSDC. To improve customer experience, LG Art Lab is consistent with the Wolipto wallet service developed by LG. So from now on, we would like to briefly introduce our service. This is our website. It's called LG Art Lab. And here you'll be able to see our actual drop that will be on live in 17 days later. We're really honored to present our first NFT with Variox Ball. Here, if you enter live drops, you'll be able to see all the what's going on in the drop. If you enter view details, you see the description of our NFT that will come soon and what will be in the drop. Here, you'll be able to see the actual art piece in digital form. And if you select the purchase button here, you'll be able to see the QR code. So you can scan your QR code using the mobile phone. And it'll take you to our website again to double check whether the selected art piece is the correct one. And if you select the purchase USDC, it'll automatically take you to the Wolipto app. And right here, you can just select sign and the purchase is complete. If you select done here, then it'll automatically take you back to LG Art Lab website and show the purchased artwork. After the purchase is complete, you can check your purchased art piece in My Collection.
Yuna, thank you so much for walking us through that process. And I look forward to seeing some of that beautiful artwork demonstrated in living color in my living room very soon. All right, H Barbarians, that concludes our event for today. I want to give a special thank you to those who have been with us on this journey since before or at Open Access all those years ago. Thank you. Thank you for your ongoing support, for the amazing applications you continue to build, for your insightful contributions to HIPS that keep making Hedera the leading Layer 1 network for everyone to build on. Thank you for it all. Have a great weekend, everyone, and hello, future.